Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Cosmos Atom. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, before we get into the video, as usual, I want to remind you that the donation links to support the Ukrainian refugees and Ukraine's military are down below in the description. If you want to support Ukraine financially, go over to those links. Those are the official links. And feel free to donate whatever you can, even if it's $2, everything is going to add up and it will help Ukraine save more lives and protect our freedom. So thank you very much. Let's jump into the daily chart. Now you do see we have a new buy zone over here. So I did have this light blue buy zone I think a couple of weeks before the war even started. So it has been adhering very nicely to this zone over here. As you can see, we had a nice bounce over here March 14th. And from there, we had a nice move to the upside of around about 26%. So that was a great opportunity for you guys. For those of you who took advantage of this nice opportunity, that was a good trade, obviously. So we do have a bearish cross right now where the 20 EMA, the yellow line, crossed below the 55 EMA, and we're getting overextended from the 20 EMA. As you can see, we are getting, we're starting to create a little gap in between the EMAs, and as you know, the larger the gap, the more chances there is that we're going to see a strong recovery. For example, just like we saw over here, we got overextended from the 20 EMA over here, and look at this strong move from $25 all the way back to $27 in a day, and then we moved all the way up to almost $30. So potentially something like this could happen, okay? So if you want to get into Cosmos right now, I would say this is a good time to enter, because the last time we were near this prices, we saw a move of around about 39.39%, and this took us February 26th. This took us around about less than a week, I want to say. So yeah, that's something to keep an eye on. Obviously, if you're holding and buying into Cosmos for the long term, these are good prices to dollar cost average in my opinion. Obviously, I'm no financial advisor, so you can set some more buy orders anywhere from $23 all the way to $23.85. This is a buy zone that you want to keep an eye on for the future. Now, if we jump into the daily RSI, let's see what we have going on over here. So I'm going to extend this sell zone over here above the index of 70. That's when you potentially should start taking profit, because every time you hit that area, you come back down. So you do have this, let me just change the color of this trend line. So you do have the pink trend line below here. You have one touch in November, second touch here in April. So we are going to keep an eye on this trend line. Above that, you have a white trend line that we've bounced off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, and once as a resistance. So this is a valid line that you want to keep an eye on as well, because potentially you may start running into this white trend line as resistance right now, because you've lost it as support. You're potentially looking for the back test of resistance, and then you go into the oversold potentially, or you go and bounce off the pink trend line once again. But that's yet to happen. Obviously, this is just speculation, but I'm just saying that if you are looking for a swing trade potentially, or you're looking to take some profits, then this white trend line could be something that you can eyeball. But I wouldn't be swing trading Cosmos right now at these prices, because like I said, after these pullbacks, you can potentially have relief rallies with strong moves to the upside. So a potential 20 to 40% move for Cosmos is on the table, in my opinion. And where you can actually start running into is the white resistance trend line above us. So this trend line over here is where we can potentially run into, and from there you can take some profits potentially. Maybe you'll come back down to back test the support, maybe you'll lose the support. You are going to be in the apex, however, so a potential strong breakout from here is something that I'm going to be looking for if we do indeed come back into this pattern over here, because this is a symmetrical triangle. As you can see, we do have one fake out over here, a second fake out over here, and a third fake out over here. But overall, we're adhering to the support and resistance of this symmetrical triangle. Now, that is pretty much it for the daily chart. Let's just zoom out a little bit here. I did move the screen capture. I apologize. So we're just going to zoom out to see what does the Fibonacci retracement look like. So we have our swing low all the way here back in March of 2020. Now, as you can see, this is just a steady road for Cosmos Atom. As you can see, we're constantly making higher highs and higher lows. So it's looking good right now. So we do have a target at the 1.618 here at $269.32. And the 1.414 below that is sitting at $134. And the 1.272 here is sitting at $82.50. So these are some of the long-term targets that you can target for Cosmos Atom. But right now we are below the first Fibonacci retracement level over here, level 1, and you want to get above that to be targeting the 1.618, okay? And from the first level all the way up to the 1.618, that's a 735% trade, which is possible for Cosmos. It doesn't have a very large market cap, but there is a lot of room to grow if you look at projects like Cardano, Polkadot, BNB. So let's just keep an eye on this. We are potentially going to run into this level as resistance. So $32.50 is something to look out for. This is your potential resistance. So from where we are right now, that is another potential trade for you. That is a nice 30% trade. So keep an eye on that. Now let's jump into the Binance chart. Jumping into the Binance, we are on the weekly chart. We do have the 20 EMA, the 55 EMA, and the 80 EMA. So the blue line is the 80 EMA. This is the weekly chart. As you can see, we did have a couple of bounces off the 80 EMA back in June of last year. So potentially look for support on this trend line if we are going to start having a stronger pullback. So the 80 EMA is currently sitting at $22. Now, if I zoom in a little bit, you can see that we do have some sort of an ascending triangle playing out over here because you are hitting a level of resistance over here, but you're constantly making higher lows and you are going to get squeezed up and break out eventually. And that's where I think we are going to see that large pump or strong pump, big pump for Cosmos Atom. But as always, we do need Bitcoin to stop crashing down all the time. But this consolidation period is a great time for all of us to accumulate. Personally, I wouldn't mind if this continued for the next 6 months, right? Because you're able to get more coins, you're able to get your salaries in, right? And put some of that away into crypto. So it just gives you more time to accumulate larger positions, which should be good for you because in the end game, crypto will thrive and all the prices are going to be much higher in the next 5 years. So is it not better for this period, for this consolidation period to be as long as possible in order for you to get, I apologize, in order for you to get as many tokens as possible so that you can maximize your future profits? At least that's how I think of it. Now let's jump into the oscillator. So the stochastic RSI is in the oversold here. So based on this, great entry right now. Now looking at the weekly chart here. So if I do, let's take a trend line here and see if we can get some sort of a support here. So as you can see, this over here represents a nice support trend line that we have. And if I do take another trend line here, then you can see that we do have a little fake out. So we're potentially, as you can see, we're getting squeezed up in between these two levels here. You can obviously draw another trend line here and make it just a little bit different. So it all depends on what resistance levels you choose to target, but you can obviously you can have multiple resistance levels. You can even add another level over here like that so that it touches both of those. Actually, we could do that. Let's just do that. Why not? So yeah, and you are potentially going to bounce up and down for a couple of times before you do end up breaking out to the upside or breaking out to the downside. That is yet to come. I'm not here to tell you if it's going to break out to the upside or to the downside. Obviously, I'm biased towards the upside because we have been consolidating for a very long time. If you want to consider this a bear market, which it really isn't, but if this is the new standard of a bear market, then this is as bad as it gets. And from here, we are going to start seeing crypto all the cryptos appreciate in price. Now on the weekly chart, we printed a bearish cross back in January, and since then we have been in this downtrend, and we are just starting to get below the histogram. So yeah, this is a great opportunity to be buying into Cosmos, because I do think once we start breaking out here and you start getting overextended to those levels, that is when we're going to see those 150 plus price for Cosmos. But who knows? I'm just giving you the support levels you want to look out for and some of the resistance levels to look out for as well. So you can take some profits at $45, which is the previous all-time high. So that's always a good thing to do, because taking profits is important, as we all know. There's also resistance levels here at 37.40. That's something to keep an eye on. So yeah, those are just a couple of levels you want to keep an eye on if you're looking to take some short-term or mid-term profits. But overall, I love Cosmos, one of my favorite projects in the ecosystem. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Feel free to follow me on Patreon, guys. That is a great way to support me and a great way for you to get more exclusive content. We do have daily posts in there, buy, sell alerts, low cap gems, project reviews, market sentiment analysis, TA requests, video requests. A whole bunch of stuff is in there. So it's a great way to communicate with me on a daily basis, to send in your requests, suggestions, and just talk in general. And we do have a general Telegram chat as well. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Don't forget the donation links down below. If you feel like supporting Ukraine, then please do so. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.